All right, part 207, Railroad Police Officers, 2071 Application, 2072 Definition, 2073 Designation Commission, 2074 Notice of State Officials, 2075 Authority of States with Officers Not Commissioned, 2071 Application. The part applied with the railroad as determined is defined with the Section 202E of the Federal Railroad Safety Act of 1970 as amended with the Public Law 91-458 or Title 45 U.S. Senate Code 431E. Definitions used in this part. Railroad police officer means a peace officer who is discommissioned with his or her state legal residence for the state of the primary employment and employed with the railroad to enforce the state laws for the protection of railroad property, personal passenger, and or cargo. Commission means the state official with the certified but otherwise designated with the railroad employee is qualified under the license requirement of the state act of the railroad police officer of the state. Property means the right of way, the easement, improvement, property, equipment, and cargo facilities, buildings, and other structures owned, leased, operated, maintained, and transported by the railroad. 2073 Designation and commissioning. Railroad may designate an employee to be commissioned by the state authority to railroad police officers to serve the state in which the railroad owns the property. B. Designated railway police officers shall be commissioned by the rail police officer state with a legal residence for the railroad police officer state primary employment. All right, notice the state officials after the designated railroad police officer commissioned by the state and the railroad shall send with the certified mail written notice of the appropriate official. Every other state within the railroad police officer shall protect the railroad property and personnel, passenger, and cargo. The notice of the commission shall contain the following information: the name of the railroad police officer, badge number, identification number, rank code, and other identifying information assigned with the railroad police officer, date and commission, the state of the states where the railroad police officer is commissioned, the date and the railroad police officers receive training or retraining regarding the laws of such of the state and or states. 6. The name of the railroad is official with the designated with the employee with the railroad police officer. The color photographs of any of the type of the badge, identification cards, and other identified materials of the railroad used by the identified railroad police officer. The railroad shall be kept in the copies with all such notice with the central location. The authority set forth in Statute 2075 shall be effective upon the receipt and shall upon such states written notice confirming the requirements of this section. 2075 Authority of the states where officers are not commissioned. A railroad police officer who is designated by a railroad or commission under the laws of any state authorized to enforce laws that are specified with the paragraph B of this section of any state in which the railroad owns the property to which the railroad has provided with notice of accordance with the statute 2074 under the appropriate authority of the paragraph A. The section railroad police of the officers may enforce only the relevant laws for the protection of the railroad employees, passenger, and patrons of the railroad property and property interested with the railroad transportation purposes, intrastate, interstate, and foreign movement of the cargo, railroad possession or in possession of another railroad non-rail carrier while the railroad property, and the railroad movement of the personal equipment materials vital for the national defense. The authority exercised under the part of the officer whom the railroad has provided the notice in accordance with the statute 2074 shall be in the same that the railroad police officer commissioned under the laws in the state that the railroad police officer law enforcement powers shall apply only to the railroad property except for the officials make purpose to the railroad property. The person subject to violating the law of railroad property and other officer may engage railroad property in law enforcement activities including without limitation, investigation, arrest, and permissible under the state law.